So here's one of the resources that we wanted. Now, we were introduced to this man, Verne Harnish. He was a speaker at one of our conventions many, many years ago. And we were sort of struggling with the whole, business planning and strategy process. And, we just felt that he had just such a simple, tool and approach. I mean, it can also be complex, all depending on how you use it. So one of the main components for scaling up, they call a one-page strategic plan. Now, there's a whole bunch of tools. The company, their name is Gazelles, that they have, and they provide a whole bunch of free tools. You can also engage them, and there's a whole lot of Gazelles trainers and Gazelles business coaches out there that will actually help you with the planning process and the utilization of these tools. But if you go on their site, I'm giving the web address there, scalingup.com/growth-tools, or if you just Google it, you can get free access to all of these tools. So just want to show you one of the main ones. This is what the one-page strategic plan, again, talking about trying to keep things concise. Now they call it a one-page plan, even though it's 2 pages. I guess it's meant to be, one page front to back. But as you can see, it's got all the elements, even in this just concise format, and a lot of which we've already talked through during this webinar here. Starting off, if you look on the left, you're talking about more of the big picture items. So defining what your core values are and the beliefs in the company, your purpose, the why, which we talked about, and trying to generate a purpose statement. They have a lot of supporting information on how to actually write and go through this process too, that you can, a how-to guide that you can follow along with. Again, if you need help, you can get a trainer. Space in there for your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. But then you see the next column here, your 3 to 5 year targets. You don't actually have to follow exactly the items that they have in here. You can adjust them for your business, whether your targets are revenue based or profitability based, or whatever you want to base it on. Amount of customers could be one. Sandbox is the sandbox where you want to live, what products and services you want to develop, or what customers that you want to service. What is sandbox that you're playing in? And then what are the key thrusts? So these are the 3 to 5 key initiatives that are going to get you to these 3 to 5 year targets. Moving over to the next column, your 1 year targets. Again, you can edit these to make it, alive in your business. And then what are the key initiatives that are going to thrust you to reach these 1 year goals? There's other supporting things on here, your brand promises, some other KPIs, some critical numbers. We talked about the red, green, yellow. That's where you can see it on this form, where you're showing if you're on track or off track to your, a critical number is, what's the most important metric in your business that you want to define. Even has strengths and weaknesses across the bottom there. But the page on the right is what you're going to be living in. That left-hand side, you're probably going to be creating and, looking at once a year, and that's going to help you develop your quarterly action plan. And that's basically what the right-hand side is. What are your quarterly initiatives that are going to help you get to that 1 year, and then ultimately to the 3 year, and ultimately to your BHAG? So what do you need to be doing in this upcoming quarter? You basically recreate this page for the 4 quarters of the year. What are the rocks? And those are the key priorities and initiatives that you need to accomplish in that quarter. You could come up with things like themes. Definitely suggested. We've done themes in our company, have been very successful. And then who's accountable? That's the who column, both for the quarterly initiatives as well as, your individual. If you see all the way to the right there, what are you accountable for? What are your goals, the due dates, and things like that? So not going to go too in depth with this. I just want to give you an idea that these tools exist. There's other ones similar to this as well.